I think it's actually the chicken yelling at the rooster.
Oh.
Typical. Hey guys, welcome back to the Professional Weekenders YouTube channel. Today we're still in Key West and we're going to go check out the little White House, the Truman's White House, while he stayed here in Key West. So come along, check it out with us. It's going to be a good time. Let's go.
Let's go. Alright guys, so here we go. We're going to enter here and check out the little White House. Alright guys, so we entered right by where those white columns are, and it's not the first house here or there. You're going to walk down this street, this private road, and we think it's right over there. So another interesting part of history here, maybe not history, or we'll call it geography about Key West. So the Truman home is in Truman Annex, part of Key West, just off Mallory Square and Duval Street. But the cool thing is a lot of these homes are similarly designed, and they're all private residents. So it's a pretty quiet part of Key West, considering Duval Street is only 1 block that way. Yeah, inexpensive. Oh, big money for sure. For sure. Alright guys, so here we are. We are at Harry Truman's little White House. Alright guys, so we are here. So we're currently at the back of the property, is that right?
Yeah, this is the front of the porch is this way, and that's where the tour is going to begin.
Okay, let's go find out.
Let's go.
We'll begin on the tour. I'm excited. I like tours.
Yeah, already I see a nice old car there. I wonder if that's Truman's old car.
Maybe.
Lincoln Cosmopolitan.
What is it called?
It says it's a Lincoln Cosmopolitan. I've never heard of one of those before. It's sharp looking.
Yeah.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's a limo. Stretched. Fit for a president.
Yeah. But I bet there's no AC in that car.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when AC was invented for cars. I know that they used to have like those big things that they would stick on the window and you fill it like with ice and blow the cold air in the window. But this being a president's limousine,
yeah, maybe.
It had to have had the best technology at the time. So if AC was available at all, it probably wasn't there.
Alright, so here is the 1950s Lincoln Cosmopolitan presidential limousine. Yeah. I was based in New Jersey. And it was for when the president was in New York. So that's pretty interesting. No air conditioning. Fun fact. It has an intercom system, hydraulic windows, but no air conditioning.
Okay.
That's no for me, dog. So one thing I've noticed, guys, is even though this is a historical landmark, I want to say I saw pictures of this whenever there wasn't a hotel in front of it, and I thought at one point in time this was waterfront property, but I guess not. I'm not sure.
The waterfront is right there.
I realize that, but there's now also a hotel in front of it, so that's why I think it's no longer waterfront property.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you live here? Yeah? Okay. Good job. Alright guys, so we're getting ready for the 11 o'clock tour. We'll film as much as we can. Still our video photography is prohibited, so Lewis, you're going to have to remember all the facts, okay?
I'll try real hard.
Okay. That's as much as we can show you. Alright guys, so we just finished our tour here at the Truman White House. Had a great time. Our tour guide Rick was awesome. Yes. We have his card, so we'll put his card in here. Fantastic. Knows so much about so many things. And we're being dive bombed by a rooster, so we're gonna walk this way. I don't know if you can see him, but he's around there. He's yelling at us. That's fine.
I think it's actually the chicken yelling at the rooster.
Oh,
typical.
All right, cool. So we had a really great time. Obviously, no pictures are inside, so we learned a lot of things about Truman. So, what was your favorite fun fact?
So why don't we just start with kind of chronological order? We'll remember the day they said that this was built for a Commodore.
Yeah.
And it was a duplex originally. All these buildings here out front were not here.
Yeah, those buildings right there. It was waterfront property.
You can see right out into the water. Then they said that it was used just for the Civil War. The Key West was actually a Union town and a Confederate state. Yep. So that was very interesting to me. Which means that when we visited Dry Tortugas the other day, that the prisoners that were housed there were actually Union prisoners and not Confederate prisoners. Yep. And they said following the Civil War.
Well, there were Union deserters and Confederate prisoners.
Yeah, Union deserters, right? And Confederate prisoners, yes. Following the Civil War, the ironclads that were used during the Civil War were then turned into dreadnoughts. So much larger, and they couldn't fit into the bay, so they had to dredge the bay to make room for those. And everything they pulled up from the bay, or from the area around here, got put out here in the front lawn here as reclaimed land. And that's where all this lawn came from. And then there was an admiral that was staying here, and the generals somewhere along those lines before Truman. And I think they said this was World War One. Yeah, during World War One. And they decided to build these offices and
bachelor housing.
Yeah, for the troops.
All
right, so some other interesting facts that we learned here. There were a number of other famous people that had stayed here. Thomas Edison stayed here for a little bit. Truman, obviously. Both Hillary and Bill Clinton. The general at the time, Eisenhower. And they said Truman spent approximately 6 months of his presidency here on 11 separate trips. They said when he came down here the first time to stay, that he went home with a case of Keys disease. Had to come back. Couldn't get enough of it. That's how this place got the name of the Little White House and the Truman White House.
So while he was here 6 months of his total presidency, he was president for, I think, almost 3 terms, wasn't he? Because
FDR was 3 terms.
I know, but FDR passed.
Truman, I believe, was just 2 terms.
I think he was a little bit more than 2 terms, because I think FDR died. We're going to fact check this. So
let me look this up, because we're probably going to cut this bit out.
Okay.
But FDR had just been elected for his 3rd term.
He
was only a few months into that when he passed away, and Truman was vice president, became the president, and served most of a 4-term presidency then, and then was reelected for an additional 4 terms. So 4 years. So basically just almost 2 full terms.
And he spent about 6 months of his presidency here in Key West, visiting a total of 11 times. Now after that, our tour guide was telling us that he visited 5 more times after being president. Right?
Yeah.
Cool. So. The Clintons were here. Thomas Edison was here. A lot of, apparently, Colin Powell was here, which was pretty cool. So,
JFK.
JFK,
They said some of the Bay of Pigs stuff was decided right here at the dining room table.
So pretty cool. Definitely come check it out if you were in the area, and definitely recommend Rick for the tour guide. He was awesome, knew a lot of great things, and he does other things here on the island as well. He does a ghost tour. He does a whiskey tour, which if we drank, that would be pretty cool. So we'll put his information here and then also down below, so you guys could check him out. Cool. Alright guys, so we are in the free part of the museum where we're able to take some pictures of things, and it's really neat. There is like a border around the wall that tells you exactly when things happened through Harry Truman's life. Pretty cool. Here's a replica of the painting of the presidential yacht, the USS Williamsburg. And apparently this would, I guess, be, you can kind of see in the painting here, this would be, out to sea right off the coast.
There's Truman enjoying his view. This is right there along with him.
There you go.
He's a short guy.
Maybe you're a tall guy. So Truman served in World War I, and then he was sworn in as 33rd President of the United States in 1945. It's pretty interesting. And then just a short time later, he announced the end of the war in Europe. So this museum talks about a lot of Truman's civil rights initiatives, where he was talking about desegregating the military, and then really did a lot to help establish the first Civil Rights Commission. And then the most difficult decision, because it was under Truman, where he dropped the 2 bombs on in Japan, in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So
then this is a wreath of cranes. So the cranes were made by this. She was an atomic bomb survivor in Hiroshima, and she contracted leukemia from the radiation, and she started folding paper cranes in hopes that they would heal her and bring good luck. So that's what made the paper cranes from Japan famous worldwide. And this wreath was actually made by school children of Hiroshima and presented to President Truman.
So it was after his death that the Little White House was actually added to the Register of Historic Places. Hey guys, now my favorite part, the gift shop. Alright guys, so we're here in the gift shop. Plenty of things to pick out. A lot of ornaments. You see the current president and vice president right there. And yeah, lots of things to pick from. So we got some pencils for the kids. Oh, this is pretty cool. You get a pen. That's neat. That's cute. For $6. I think we are going to get this little buck stuff here magnet for $10. Man, all right, $11 for a magnet. We're doing it.
There are fewer Democrat shot glasses, but then I realized that there are fewer Republican double shot glasses. So I wonder what that says.
We wonder if that's an indication of that. That's pretty funny. Pretty cool to see our tax dollars at work. What do you think about that?
Oh, the Department of State. Okay. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure this was tax dollars, but now I know. Honestly, I was thinking it was private.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lewis almost had a panic attack. He doesn't like bees.
No, bees are okay. It's wasps I don't like. Bees usually kind of leave you alone, and they can only sting you once. So as long as you don't mess with the bees, they won't mess with you. But wasps, those little
jerks.
Jerks. Yeah, I'm trying to find the right word that's appropriate for you two. Those little jerks. Yeah, don't like them at all.
Alright, so apparently there's avocados in this tree, and I don't see a single one of them.
You don't see, like, there's 5 of them.
Oh,
right
okay,
there.
yeah, now I see them because the sun's right there. Okay, there's an avocado. Okay. Alright. Yeah, and I'm seeing some bees, so we're gonna gingerly walk away. But it's nice that they put this out because, people can get stung by them and get real sick. If you're allergic to bees, could you imagine? I also found interesting that there's no pool here, right? So, I guess when you live so close to the ocean, you don't need a pool. But there's a sun deck. I cannot imagine sunning right now because it's so hot and swampy. But
maybe they just did like we did and take a ton of showers.
Yeah,
We're doing 2 showers a day.
I know, we need it for sure. It's so swampy.
Yeah. All right, guys. So here's your pro tips for visiting the Little White House on Key West. I would say number 1 is leave your politics at the door. I know it's going to be difficult with it being, president's home, but we are all here just to enjoy the history and get to know the facts. So please don't bring politics, whether you're Democrat or Republican, into the discussion. Let's just keep it historical and on the facts. I'd say number 2, it should go without saying, is don't touch anything when you're inside. This is a historic museum. Although at times it does kind of feel like maybe it's your grandmother's home and the furniture's not that old. But please do remember they all are historical artifacts and we want them to last as long as possible. So don't touch, sit, lean on any of this stuff. Keep it longer for future generations to enjoy. And pro tip number 3 is you can save a little bit of extra cash by booking your tickets online. So we actually booked our tickets from the hotel this morning on our phones. We saved about $2.25 per ticket. So you can save a couple bucks. You can even use your cell phone and just book them right on the sidewalk before you walk in here and still save that couple extra dollars. So highly recommend that. And that's going to do it for us today here at the Truman White House, and we'll see you next weekend.
Alright guys, I got my fact wrong, so I'm gonna blame it on me. So, airplane. Alright. So, FDR, y'all. We have a dinosaur in our premise. Sorry, I didn't have the pro tips, but run boy, run! Okay.